Welcome back to another 2-Minute Tuesdays, where each week I'm doing the shallowest dives of AWS's services for those new to the cloud. Now this week, episode 14, we're talking about Route 53. So let's get 2 minutes up here on the ceiling and let's go. So Route 53 is AWS's DNS service, its domain name system service. When you type in a web address on your computer, an awful lot of things happen very quickly that you're probably not aware of. Computers don't communicate using names like we do, they do it through IP addresses. Have a look back in episode 5 about that. But it's really hard for humans to remember long IP addresses for every website that you might want to visit. So DNS works like a giant address book. You put in the name of the website, and DNS goes and looks up the IP address of that website and sends you to the correct place. So Route 53 has got three main purposes. So firstly, you can register domains. You can buy a domain. There are lots of domain registration resources out there where you can buy them. Route 53 is like one of those. So my mike-mcdonald.co.uk domain, I bought in Route 53, and so it's all managed there with its A and C name and MX records, etc. Secondly, it routes internet traffic to your resources. So if you enter my web address in a browser, Route 53 sends that traffic to the CloudFront distribution that hosts my website. It can route traffic anywhere. It can do EC2 instances or Lambda functions or load balancers, S3 buckets, whatever. There are lots of options. Finally, Route 53 can be your AWS doctor. It can perform health checks on resources to verify that they're reachable, they're available, and they're functional. And then if not, it can use DNS failover to route traffic away from unhealthy resources to healthy ones. So let's talk about the different types of routing. There's standard routing. Now, it says the name suggests, it's standard. It routes traffic to where you send it with no intervention. It's great if you've got kind of single resources in a single region. Then there's latency-based routing. So if you have an application in multiple regions, latency-based routing will send users to the resource that provides them with the least amount of latency, like waiting time almost. Then there's also geolocation routing. You can choose to route users from specific geographical locations to specific resources or regions, like Netflix do. Like US users get different films and TV shows to UK users. So that's it. Route 53 is AWS's DNS routing service. By the way, it's called that because it's referencing Route 66, the famous road, and the 53 is port 53 that DNS servers respond to queries on. Also, fun fact, Route 53 is one of 3 AWS's global services. All the others are regional. Gold star for anyone in the comments who can tell me what the other 2 global services happen to be. Now, I haven't mentioned geo-proximity routing, which is similar but slightly different to geolocation, or private DNS for VPC, so you might want to go and look up that. Now, as always, thank you for joining me. Next week, I'm going to be looking at CloudFront that I mentioned, which is AWS's content delivery network. Love it if you repost this if you found it interesting, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our 2-Minute Tuesdays.